Have you ever wondered why quadratic equations matter in our daily lives? Well, they're not just jumbled letters and numbers. In reality, these equations are like secret codes that help us decipher and solve real-world problems. From calculating areas to understanding physics, quadratic equations are mathematical superheroes, silently saving the day. They're integral in fields like engineering, economics, and even sports science. Their importance is vast and far-reaching, so buckle up as we unravel the secrets of quadratic equations together. Dive into the world of quadratic equations with the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula, a cornerstone of algebra, is a solution to any quadratic equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. But what exactly does each of these letters represent? Let's break it down. The letter A is the coefficient of the x squared term. The B is the coefficient of the x term, and the C is a constant. Together, they shape the curve of our quadratic function, also known as a parabola. The A determines the direction and the width of the parabola. If A is positive, the parabola opens upward like a smile, and if I is negative, it opens downward like a frown. The bigger the absolute value of A, the narrower the parabola, and the smaller the absolute value of A, the wider the parabola. Now the B and C together determine where the parabola will touch or cross the y-axis. The C alone is the y-intercept, the point where our parabola crosses the y-axis. But what about B? Well, B doesn't have a standalone role like A and C. It works in tandem with A and C to determine the vertex or the highest or lowest point of our parabola and the axis of symmetry, an imaginary line that divides our parabola into two mirror images. Now let's talk about roots. The roots of a quadratic equation are the x values where the parabola touches or crosses the x-axis, in other words, where the equation equals 0. They are found using the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. This might sound complicated, but it's a foolproof method to find the roots of any quadratic equation. And there you have it, the quadratic formula in all its glory. Now that we know what the quadratic formula is, how do we use it? Well, let's dive right into it, shall we? Picture this, we have a quadratic equation. Say something like x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. The quadratic formula is our secret weapon to tackle this equation. The formula, as you might remember, is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. So, what's a, b, and c in our equation? The coefficient of x squared is a, the coefficient of x is b, and the constant term is c. So, for our equation, a is 1, b is 5, and c is 6. Now let's start plugging in these values into our formula. We get x equals negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6, all divided by 2 times 1. Hang in there, we're just getting to the fun part. It's time to simplify this expression. 5 squared is 25, 4 times 1 times 6 is 24. So we have x equals negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 24, all divided by 2. Now subtract 24 from 25. That leaves us with 1 under the square root. The square root of 1 is, well, 1. So our equation becomes x equals negative 5 plus or minus 1, all divided by 2. Finally, we solve for x by computing the two possible solutions. Negative 5 plus 1 divided by 2 gives us negative 2. Negative 5 minus 1 divided by 2 gives us negative 3. So, the solutions to our quadratic equation are x equals negative 2 and x equals negative 3. And voila! We've just solved a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. It's that simple. This is the magic of the quadratic formula. It's a powerful tool that can help you solve any quadratic equation in a breeze. So, go ahead, give it a try with other equations and watch the magic unfold. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's take a moment to review. We unraveled the mystery of quadratic equations and unveiled the quadratic formula. We've dissected its components and walked through the process of using it to solve equations. The importance of understanding this formula can't be overstated. It's a key to practical applications. Remember, mastering the quadratic formula is not just about solving equations. It's about unlocking a powerful tool for understanding the world around us. So keep practicing, and the mysteries of quadratic equations will soon be second nature to you.